What if the secret to true confidence had nothing to do with appearances, charisma, or even success? What if the real foundation of unshakable self-confidence could be traced back to just one trait? A trait so simple yet so demanding that most people spend their entire lives avoiding it. This isn't about fake motivation or surface-level hacks. It's about a mindset, a discipline of the mind and will that great thinkers across time have identified as the quiet engine behind every genuinely confident person. Confidence is often misunderstood. It's confused with arrogance, loudness, or even luck. But in reality, the people who radiate quiet strength share something deeper. Today's video explores the one trait that many of the truly confident share, and we're not going to guess. We'll dive into the writings of William James, the father of American psychology, and Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor philosopher. Two men separated by nearly 2,000 years, yet united by a single insight. True confidence is born not from ego, but from inner discipline. Before we begin, if this kind of reflective, philosophical content resonates with you, feel free to subscribe for more thoughtful explorations like this. William James, 1842 to 1910, in his landmark work The Principles of Psychology, and especially his later lectures on The Will to Believe, emphasizes something radical. Confidence is not a passive feeling, it is an act of will. In a lecture he gave in 1896, he said, "When we look at living creatures from an outward point of view, one of the first things that strike us is that they are bundles of habits." To James, habit and discipline are the architecture of the self. A person does not simply feel confident, they train themselves into confidence by repeatedly acting, even when doubt is present. In his words, "Do something every day for no other reason than its difficulty. For only by doing what is hard when we do not want to, do we gain mastery over ourselves." William James talks to teachers on psychology. This is not motivational fluff. James was observing the mechanics of psychological change. He believed that by choosing action, even in uncertainty, we mold the very structure of our personality. In his philosophy, discipline isn't a constraint, it is liberation. It allows one to trust their own actions, to believe that I can move forward even when I feel fear or confusion. What would it mean to live by discipline rather than emotion for just 1 week? Now we turn to Marcus Aurelius, 121 to 180 AD, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. His meditations weren't written for the world, they were notes to himself. And yet, in them, we find perhaps the most intimate exploration of what true confidence looks like. In Meditations, Book 6, Entry 30, Marcus writes, "Be like the rocky promontory against which the restless surf continually pounds. It stands fast while the churning sea is lulled to calm around it." This isn't poetry, it's a Stoic metaphor for inner discipline. For Marcus, the truly confident person is one who has trained their mind not to be tossed by external events. Elsewhere, he writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Meditations, Book 6, Entry 8. This strength for Marcus is not about dominating others, it's about dominion over the self. His stoicism is not emotionalist detachment, but cultivated clarity. He urges himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." These small disciplines of speech, of action, of thought are the invisible foundation of confidence. Not confidence in outcomes, but in one's own character. Insight. Aurelius shows us that the disciplined life is not cold, It is warm with intention, integrity, and trust in oneself. So, what is this one trait? It is discipline, but not the harsh, militaristic kind. Rather, the inner discipline of showing up, doing the difficult thing, and remaining anchored when everything else shifts. Both James and Aurelius agree. Discipline creates consistency. Consistency breeds self-trust. And self-trust is the true root of confidence. People often chase self-esteem, but James would argue that esteem comes after action. Marcus would say that waiting for the world's validation is a trap. The Stoic must validate himself through his own actions and values. In short, confidence is not a feeling you wait for. It's a result you earn. At first glance, William James, the pragmatic psychologist, and Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, seem worlds apart. One lived in the lecture halls of Harvard, the other in the chaos of battlefields and imperial courts. But both arrived at the same core insight. Confidence is not an accident. It is the byproduct of disciplined alignment between thought, choice, and action. For James, discipline is about training the mind through deliberate habits, choosing action in the face of resistance. For Marcus, it is about mastering impulses and living in accordance with nature and virtue. Where James emphasizes psychological transformation, Marcus focuses on moral constancy. But both converge on this simple truth. You cannot truly believe in yourself unless you consistently act in ways that earn your own respect. If your confidence was based only on your daily habits, not your outcomes or opinions, how much would you trust yourself? The world often tells us to just believe in yourself. But that belief is fragile without something deeper. Without the daily decisions, the self-restraint, the consistent effort to align with one's values. Discipline, quiet, invisible, and deeply personal, is what builds the kind of confidence that doesn't need to be shouted. It's the kind that radiates without performance. So the question becomes, what small discipline, if practiced daily, could change the way you see yourself? If you found value in this exploration, and you enjoy content that dives into philosophy, psychology, and the art of self-mastery, feel free to subscribe and join us on this journey. There's a lot more to uncover, one thought at a time.